In 1962, the United States military did a major operation called Operation Dominic, aka Operation Fishbowl. Most people know it as Operation Fishbowl. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that Operation Dominic, the reason it's Dominic is because Dominus means of the Lord in Latin, number one. And Operation Fishbowl, the symbolism is quite obvious there. I mean, if you can't tell, it's a glass dome. That's what the symbolism of a fishbowl is. It's a dome. It's a glass dome. Now, why is this interesting? Because I think this is just more proof of the firmament. Now, anybody with a phone these days can go on and download ChatGPT for free. And you can ask your phone, what was Operation Dominic and Operation Fishbowl all about? What were they trying to do? And it will tell you straight up that the operation was not only about weapons and about the Cold War, but it was also about trying to crack open the firmament above us. Now, this is all declassified information. So ChatGPT is reading all the information and giving you an answer. I just find it unbelievable that people still do not want to wake up, okay? There's a reason there's a firmament above us, and it makes sense because we are in a pressurized system. How can we be in a pressurized system if it's not concealed? That would be impossible, ladies and gentlemen. In order for pressure, you need to be concealed. It needs to be confined. So we're under a dome, okay? Rainbows prove the firmament. And the fact that depending on where you are and you take a picture of a rainbow, they're going to be flat and long, or they're going to be very arched. If you take a picture in New England of a rainbow, it's going to be a beautiful arc. That's because New England is closer to the North Pole. If you go out towards Antarctica and take a picture of a rainbow, they're flat. That's because it's further away from the center of the dome, so you get a wider rainbow, because the rainbow is a reflection off the firmament dome, which is why if you were to make a rainbow at home, you need three things. You need water, you need light, and you need a reflective device. Without a reflective device, you're not going to get a rainbow. You might get some colored rain, but it's not going to be in the form of a bow. It's certainly not going to be, it's just going to be like a mystical, colory looking mist. It's not going to be a line or a bow. In order for that to happen, you need a reflective device. Why does science not want to tell us this? Because science's reason for a rainbow is the most insane, silly ass thing I've ever heard in my life. That the rain droplets are 42 degrees angled, and the sun shines it, and because it's the 42 degree, it forms a 42 degree rainbow. Well, not all rainbows are 42 degree curved. That becomes an issue. So so I get it. So what they probably mean is that the raindrops here in the north are 42 degrees, but in Antarctica, the raindrops are probably just different sizes. So that's what it is. So science's explanation for things is silly when you really begin to do the research, all right? Learn about these operations, all of them. Learn about what's going on. Learn about Admiral Byrd. Learn about these people that went out to Antarctica and found the firmament. Learn about these people. Learn about this stuff. It's fascinating. Now, I wrote 3 books. I used to charge money for them. They're all digital. I'm giving them away for free now because I just want people to learn. If you go to my website, you can get all 3 of my digital books and just read them, okay? Ancient belief systems. It's about where the whole idea of it came from. It's fascinating. Why? Because these ideas came from the Northern Hemisphere. Why is that fascinating? Because the Northern Hemisphere is where we can see the North Star. It's a center point that acts as it's a center point that people were able to start to build characters out of the stars. They started to watch the North Star and watch all the other stars spin around, and they started creating characters and all sorts of stories over thousands and thousands and thousands of years. This stuff is fascinating, okay? You got to understand, super fascinating stuff. When we talk about Lucifer, okay? The word luz means light in Latin. We're talking about a light in the sky, and the ancients used to look at this light in the sky that would come out at night, and when the sun came up, that light would be diminished and you wouldn't see it anymore, and that light that became envious of the sun, and the sun has always been God's son. God's sun, the light of the world, and it was brilliant and beautiful and bright, and it brings life and light to the world. And when it is up, when the sun is risen, when the risen sun rises and it comes out, it diminishes Luz. And Luz became envious over years. Luz, of course, is Lucifer, and I'm talking about Venus, the planet, the third brightest light in the sky. These are stories that came from the sky. You got to understand, we've been around a long time. Ancient people have been making stories about the sky for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and people have been running with these stories, creating all sorts of religions and everything else. I think that you should learn the truth. It's fascinating, but this is just what I believe. I love you all. If you want to go to my website, you can download all my books for free. I have a book on symbols. It's 500 pages, every symbol you can think of, all different. Most books on symbols only give you one little sentence on what the symbol is. This has pages on every symbol. And then the newest book, Deception in the Modern Age, which is how the earth is not a spinning ball, how it's flat, and why, and how the hell we have been so drawn off course. We have not been led, we have been misled. Okay, and our leaders are misleading us constantly. So if you want to learn, you can go there. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you later. This is my opinion.